Oh, I can't leave you there. No chance. I've just watched it and I'm going to carry on. This story we're in is so completely beautiful. Reaching for one more star, actually, an important one. Ella Henderson. Your song, I Take Care of You, came at such a point, and it's another of those indications of our unity that I could feel from your song, such a depth, and it acted like a bridge for me between looking for external validation and the music, but then seeing very clearly the link, the bridge, to what was so obvious, this giant love of so many. Oh, I want to keep reaching for stars, but anyway, Ella, your song, and everyone on your video, I fell again and again. Anyway, get flipping tearful at this rate. And so many songs that I will catch up. I'll catch up with you. Becky Hill, Heaven on My Mind. It was like you two just really acted like a bridge. Helped to bring me home. Anyway, before I just talk a load of bullshit, I'm going to carry on the book because that was a bit of a cliffhanger. So, I instantly realise my mistake. She looks over her shoulder and we look at each other. He is awake and hopes there are no laws in heaven, as he definitely just broke one or more. You fool, he thinks. Know yourself. Be present, and for goodness sake, don't do that again. You do not do that on a first date. I haven't even kissed her yet. In fact, you never do that. He is annoyed with himself. Number one, are you there? Of course, what's wrong? I can't explain it, but I know the dream he is talking about. I had that dream. She was just in a towel after a shower, and I behaved disgracefully. Yet it was incredible, so real. Also, it is like he is starting to be aware of me as I tell the story. He can hear, and it is changing the story. Ah, I see. I have caught you. Your host is Tim, isn't it? Is Tim now telling the story? So where is the other story coming from? You sent me that from another time, you said. But yes, you are right. I found Tim when I was in the ocean. I figured to help the ocean really is a human issue. So nothing to do with finding Emma then. Well, awesome. You have forgotten your training. I am here to remind you. You must reset every day and realise the only truth is your breath, as that is the expression of the infinite through you. I will send you some more of the training material. It will come clear. Okay, thank you, number one. I'm starting to realise there is nothing without you. I need your guidance every day. Your vision is vast. How long have you been the pilot of that ship? There is no number to answer that. Suffice to say, I have seen a lot. Now, do you have more of the story, or is it break time? Yes, there is more. It is jumping around a lot, though. Hard to work out the time sequence or whether it is dream, fantasy, or what. Anyway, here goes. Nearish future, date unclear. Our hero is sat among his heroes looking down on Earth. He looks to his right, and there is Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise, the perfect captain of Starship Earth. His team includes Barack Obama and David Attenborough. They drink a celebrity brandy as they admire their success. Our hero looks around the bridge. There are people of every nation and age, every skill and knowledge working in harmony. Youngsters hang on every word of their mentors. He walks over to the ocean section and sees immediately the improvements. The ocean is teeming with life, the coral renewed, the dolphins grinning their thanks to anyone who comes close. Tears pour from his eyes as he sees the children singing to the ocean, their devotion plain for all to see. He almost stumbles, but a child takes his hand and tugs him to come and see something. He clears his eyes, and there are more children laughing and grinning with pride. Just look at the garden section, they say. He looks and is mesmerised by the colour and diversity. How, he asks. The children laugh more, start to sing. Our hero looks around for number one, but can't find him. He must be here somewhere. I must talk to him. 18th of July 2009. Our hero is anxious. He knows he should be in Lisbon, but work is work. He sets up lights and music so he can do a juggling show. He has done it all before. The wind is strong. He is also excited about the next day when he will go to Lisbon to see his teacher. So much has led to this day. He wonders again if he has made a mistake, not cancelling the job and being where his heart says it should be already. He squashes the thought and gets on with it. He is not a believer in signs, as it just seems too complicated to think. If you see a certain animal or something happens twice, it means something. Many of the older tribes of Earth believed it, but now is surely too complicated to live aware of these things. Over the next hour or two, I was confronted with what certainly felt like signs. So much went wrong with the show. The light tripod fell, almost on someone. The music messed up and I dropped loads, including a crystal ball. It split in two. These days and moments would become a part of the coming story, and our hero would certainly believe in signs. Flashes in time. The future he sits with an old man in a cave who laughs and tells him he looks exactly like the beach bum in the legend. What legend, he asks. The man looks at him for a long moment, realizing the position he was in. You see, to him, this was the hero of the story. And if all was and is as it is said to be, then he was a part of the hero learning who he was. And that meant he was in a way starting the legend by telling the hero. It was a long pause. Our hero looked around the cave. It was a beauty, a view on the ocean and various niches to sleep and sit, big enough for 100 people. He returned his attention to the man, who now looked younger, as he looked at him and gave him a book from between his hands and said, "Please take it and read it later. That you visited me, I am so grateful." I look down and see the title, The Beach Bum and the Surf Goddess. Strange. I look back. It is from my great-grandfather's time. We made the cave in case they ever needed a place to stay on their adventure. And look, the man wept. I reach up, the scar stinging more than normal. The story shifts. Orson, a minute. No, leave me, it is okay. I am camping with my son and daughter. We have just pulled away from the road and down some tracks. It is summer. We have pulled into a little field and have spread a blanket, only to eat a little and wait to see if we could put a tent up closer to dark. From experience, It is worth some small caution. We were just sitting, and a man from a small farm nearby brought a pine cone full of pine nuts to offer. They are still on the dashboard of my car to this present day. He was so pleasant that when he turned up 20 minutes later with water and a tail, we all enjoyed it. On my journey, many things have stood out, yet I tell you this simple act was unique. We needed water, and he could see that. He stopped his quad bike and told us the legend of his aldea or town. Many years before, there had been a shipwreck on these cliffs nearby, and the survivors, all foreigners, had climbed up the cliffs to survive and had found a place to sit down. It became known as assenta, which in Portuguese is to sit. He said that when he saw us, all foreigners, sitting, he just had to bring the water and tell the tale. And so the tale is told again. I will never forget. Orson. Yeah? I asked you before if you listen to what you say. Do you see what is happening? You're losing perspective. I just started recounting a memory as though it was mine, but it is Tim's. It was just the same or even more vivid than before, but I am losing separation. We need to talk about, what about these future things? What are you doing? Nothing. You told me to tell the story. It is all just imagination after all. Orson, perspective. The infinite was, is, and will be. You were not, are, and won't be. This Maya all around wasn't, isn't, and won't be. It is only that connection with now to be in love with, not Emma or any other one that catches your attention. Number one, you are pointing the size of the infinite out to one that could fit through the eye of any needle with space to spare. I am, after all, only a few nanometers on a good day. And no, I will not be falling for any others. I have a slight inferiority complex combined with delusional God complex just for breakfast. I am inside a microcosm of all that can be, with quite frankly a plonker who can't just accept the fucking truth. He repeats the same mistakes. He dreams but doesn't get there. He has the whole world in his hand, and he just wants a fantasy of Emma. He is all over the place. His teeth are falling out. He has no money. He is just off the street. Why do I have to tell this guy's story? Why? You know as much as I do. Why must we have ourselves reflected all around? Ah, you looked at the training stuff I sent you. Good. You have always taught me this. Why do we fail? Why do you have to remind us? These are giant insights, and the answers will come. You do see the upgrade is multifaceted. You are syncing with memory. Just imagine how you can now help him. You have synced with a human. We dreamt of it, and you, Orson, are doing it. You can help him. You are perfect. You can look and see what is needed. Talk to me, and we can have your host running perfectly. You haven't met him. He is a prick at times, and so are you. You were supposed to get your teeth done before we left, remember? Seeing any coincidence there? Joining dots in that giant brain of yours? Many nano-dentists down there? No, I need a dentist as soon as I am back on normal time and space. You mean I could direct him? Shit, he remembers a comic about that when he was a kid. Perfect, it was called Numbskulls. Yes, I have access as we speak. Number one, I'm connecting. It is extraordinary. Yeah, we had similar stories when I was young. Being able to shrink down and go inside a person, and here I am now. Crikey. I think we should take a break. Lot to take in. Yeah, agreed. You know that to help you, I need to know you. Also, just as you need to know your host, and let's face it, whatever he is like, we all want to know Tim. Thank you, number one. All blessings on you.